Hey guys, MTB Mechanics here, and today we're going to be showing you how to adjust the rear derailleur on a mountain bike. This goes for all Shimano derailleurs besides the XTR. This one is an XT, it can go for Tourney, Altus, all of them besides the XTR. The XTR is a little bit different, so we'll be putting a video up how to adjust this that after this video. So go ahead and stay tuned for that, and this is just how to adjust any rear Shimano derailleur. So there's a couple adjustment points here. There is the two barrels, and then there's some limit screws back here behind the housing here. And basically the limit screws will adjust the top and bottom gears, and the cable tension adjusts all the middle gears. Okay, so right now this bike is shifting pretty well somehow with the broken housing. I'll have to replace that later. But yeah, it's shifting well right now, so I'll set up a couple situations where it won't shift up into the top gear or it won't shift down from the top gear. But the middle gears, basically, if it's not shifting to the next one, okay, so let's say you click it and it's not going to shift. What you want to do is you want to give it more cable tension, so when the bike is flipped over, it would be towards me, okay? So you turn it towards yourself when the bike is flipped over. That'll give it more cable tension. If the bike is flipped over the other way, then you're going to turn it away from you. So basically what you're doing is turning it out this way, which is giving it more cable tension, which is letting the derailleur go, okay, I'm going to do this a little bit more, and let it shift up to the next gear. If you're skipping gears, what's happening is you have too much. So you're going to turn that way away from you when the bike is flipped over and towards you when the bike is right side up. So if it's skipping, you're going to turn, give it less cable tension basically. Now if you have a bike and it's not shifting after you've turned this barrel thing in all the way, that means you're going to have to adjust this cable tension. So what you would do, you would loosen this up, you'd pull it out more, and then tighten it, and then you can adjust it with the barrel. Usually the problem is the small gear shifting to here, or here shifting back, or vice versa here, so here shifting back or here shifting up. Another problem is that the chain goes into the spokes, or the chain goes too far and goes straight into the derailleur. So I'll show you a couple situations here with the limit screws, and then I'll go over the cable tension once again kind of at the end of the video. Okay, here's a situation where if I shift up the gear to go into this 1, it's very hesitant, okay? So I mean, look it's kind of rolling off the cassette here. So basically to fix this, all you're going to do is find the high limit screw. So it'll usually be labeled, this derailleur does not have a label on it, but it'll usually be labeled, I just know which is which. So this is the high limit screw, okay? And basically all you're going to do with this is you're going to screw it out, letting the derailleur go farther this way. If you screw it out too much, it'll go into the spokes. So I'm going to screw this out just a little bit. If I can actually get it. There we go. Okay. Screw it out a little bit. As you see, it just kind of locked on right there. Okay. Now, if you screw it out too much, I'll show you what happens. Okay, so if you screw it out too much, as you can see, the chain went into the spokes here. I don't know if you can see that, but it went into the spokes. So that's what happens when it's screwed out too much. To fix that, instead of trying to pry the chain out of there, what you're going to do, you're going to shift into like 3 or something, start pedaling, and then it'll shift you back into your gear 3, okay? Shift back up to gear 2. Don't shift to 1. What you want to do, you want to tighten the high limit screw. Okay, so I got to tighten it back where it was because I know that was good. Where it's not going to go over and it's not going to hesitate to shift up. So about right there it was, okay? So now, when you try to shift, there it is. It works, and it's not going to go inside the, spokes. Okay, make sure it shifts down. After it shifts up, it should shift down fine. So that was the first case, the first 2 cases actually, where one went into the spokes, or where it's kind of just wasn't shifting up. So now we'll go to these two lower gears for the low limit screw. The next case we'll look at is the low limit, basically from the lowest gear to the next gear. So this is for if it's hesitating to shift or if it's not shifting at all to that next gear. So this one's kind of hesitating sometimes and it doesn't shift the other time. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll try to do it twice here. So here's the first time. We're going to shift up to the 8th gear in this case. And as you can see, it did it with a little hesitation there. And then we try it again. Okay, so a lot of hesitation there. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to shift, you're just going to shift back down to your 9th gear. And then what you're going to do is find the low limit screw. If it's having trouble shifting up or it's not shifting up at all, you're going to have to screw this limit screw in, which will make the derailleur go this way, which makes it easier to shift into 8. So you're going to screw this in a little bit. I'm going to screw it in quite a bit because it's, I just want it to shift perfectly. So now what you're going to do is you're going to test it again. You're going to go over here, test it. Still hesitating, but it's doing better. Okay, so sometimes it's making it, sometimes it's not. Okay, so that means that you're going to have to go in a little bit more. Not too much, though. So just go in a couple more turns. So now just couple, probably like one more turn, and I think it's good. It's almost done. It's a little hesitant, but that's always going to happen if your cable tension's not right. And this is probably the best I can do with this derailleur with it being broken like this. So let's see if it worked. Okay, so a lot less hesitation now. It's shifting pretty well between these two. I can't do much better because this is broken. So I'll probably turn this in one more turn. Or a couple more. And then I would give it some more cable tension, then it would be shifting perfectly. But this is broken, so it's really hard to kind of give cable tension. So I'll give an example on my bike. This is a different bike. This is not my bike, but here let's just try it again with that screw in a little bit more, and I think that's pretty much it. And bingo, there it is. Very little hesitation, but it worked, and that's just the limit screws. You don't even have to mess around with the cable tension. So I'll show you how to adjust the middle gears on my other bike. So I'll see you guys in a sec. So here's my other bike. It's nice and clean, as you can see, and it's my bike actually. The other one is one of my friends, so that I was fixing up for him. So this is basically how it's supposed to look. It's not supposed to be broken. You're supposed to be able to twist this freely where you want it to be. This bike shifts perfectly right now, so I'll just show you what it looks like, a bike that shifts perfectly with the limit screws adjusted correctly. Okay, so we'll start in gear 9, and we'll pedal up. Look at that smooth shift to 8. And as you can see, it's a little hesitant. So when your bike's hesitant to shift, you're going to turn this towards you, giving it more cable tension. You can turn it a couple times. Mine only needed a little bit. So now we're in 8, and we're going straight to 7, to 6, to 5, to 4, to 3, to 2, to 1, and that's not ever going in the spokes. So as you saw, it wasn't shifting from 8 to 7. I gave it a little cable tension, and boom, it goes. If it skips a gear, then you're going to loosen up the cable tension. Okay? Okay, so that's basically how to adjust your rear derailleur. You don't really need to worry about the screw. Basically, that screw will move the derailleur like this or like this. So if one of your pulleys is hitting the cassette like this, you can screw this in and it'll kind of move it up. And then if you unscrew it, it'll move it down. So instead of the Allen wrench, you might have this adjustment. You'll have to get an adjustable wrench or the same size wrench as this, or a socket wrench to unscrew that. But anyways, that's how to adjust your rear derailleur. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out the next video on how to adjust the XTR. These are for all the Shimanos besides the XTR. So the next video will be a XTR. So see you guys later. Peace.